At a certain point last night, it was too dangerous for the air tankers to fly due to smoke, visibility, and they were grounded just after 7 o'clock. We actually extended our flying time with our rotor wing fleet to ensure that we stayed up as long as we could, even with the failing light, so we kept all 6 helicopters bucketing in and around the homes.
The Trepanier forest fire proved to be a challenge Sunday night for firefighting crews. With strong winds, the swift-moving blaze traveled 3 kilometers in less than an hour and a half. It was at times a rank 4 or 5 fire, an extremely vigorous surface fire with active crown burning.
Flying around it right now, it's quite evident that besides the homes that are lost, there's a lot of homes that have been painted red, and it's quite obvious that they were protecting many homes with the air tanker group.
We had the crews in there and they saved many, many homes. The wind blew the fires into those homes. They tried to save them as best they could with the apparatus, the water they had on board. They tried their best to save them. They saved many homes, but unfortunately there was some that they did not save.
We have determined that there are 3 homes within the district of Peachland lost as a result of this fire, and 1 abandoned home in the central Okanagan West electoral area. A number of outbuildings have also sustained damage.
Our crews are doing everything they can to protect residents and property. They are working hard to return people to their homes, but we must be sure that the area is safe before orders and alerts are lifted.
We have experienced some, I suppose, recurrence of people trying to return to the area. We're just asking people to stay out for their safety. If they do require to return for emergency purposes, they can contact the Emergency Operations Center.
There's many places where the fire stayed as a ground fire next to the golf course as much as could happen. They've done a lot of cleanup there. In fact, that golf course was one of our proposed sites that if a fire ever came off the hillside there, we'd use it as, just like last night, it burnt as a barrier to help us out. So there was favorable fuel management work that was done in the last couple of years with the city of Peachland.
At the time of the press conference, it was a 200-hectare blaze and was 50% contained. Current conditions are favorable to firefighters, but 10 to 20 km/h winds are in the forecast.
We have areas where there are hot spots, there are trees that are still burning, there are stumps that are burning. We are expected to get up to possibly 50 km/h winds. We may or may not get rain. So that's why we want to try and minimize it as much as we can. We've got the people in there working, putting out the hot spots and any fires that they see in order to keep another event from that happening again. So we are still very concerned about it.
The air tankers are working the top of Pincushion, where there's probably about 30 hectares of inaccessible country. And they're probably finished their work right now, and then they'll go and land, and if we need them back, we'll come back. In the meantime, there's 6 helicopters bucketing from the lake in those same spots, backed up by ground crews coming from Trepanier Creek on both ends and trying to cut off the perimeter above the golf course.
The school district has a contingency plan for Tuesday for Peachland elementary students, should the evacuation order remain.
Staff and students from Peachland Elementary School are asked to report to George Pringle Elementary School. It's at 3770 Elliott Road in West Kelowna, and they are to report there starting at 8:30 tomorrow morning to the gymnasium at the bottom of the hill below the school. We will have an assembly, and we will be reassigning students, teachers to alternate classroom arrangements for the duration of the evacuation order.
A bus will pick up students at 8:10 a.m. Tuesday from the 5800 block of Beach Avenue. For further information on the Trepanier forest fire, including maps of evacuation orders and alerts, check out cordemergency.ca.